Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our forum on the power of music. I am Amelia Zulaika, and
I'm Duratu Hani.
today we are going to explore music in a way you might not have thought about before. So, we will look at how music affects our emotions, daily life, culture, society, technology, and even the different genres we listen to every day.
Yes, music is something we all experience, right? And whether it's the song you play in the morning to wake up, or the tune that helps you focus during studying, music is constantly influencing us. Amy, why do you think music has such a strong effect on people?
Well, music connects directly to our emotions. Like, have you ever listened to a song that instantly made you feel happy or reminded you of a memory, like a happy memory? That is because music affects the brain and triggers emotional responses. Because, like, upbeat songs energizes, calm songs soothe us, and even sad songs can bring comfort or help us process feelings.
Yeah, interesting. So, music isn't just entertainment, it actually communicates with our emotions and even our minds in ways that we cannot even notice.
Exactly. And it is not just background noise. Music has the power to change how we feel instantly. A fast, upbeat songs can give you energy. Likewise, a slow melodic tune can calm you down. Even sad songs can bring comfort when we are feeling down. So it is actually a way to process our emotions.
Yeah, very well. And it doesn't stop there. Music has even been used as therapy in hospitals. Imagine someone recovering from surgery or dealing with chronic pain. Music can reduce stress, ease, ease their discomfort, and even help patients heal faster.
Yes, there are also programs for memory care. So, like for patients with dementia, familiar songs from their past can help them recall memories and then improve their moods and also encourage their social interaction. So, that is the power of music. It is personal, emotional, and also universal.
Yeah, that is powerful. And so for today, we're going to take you on a journey. First, we'll look at how music affects our emotions and daily life. Then, we'll show how it reflects our culture and society. After that, we'll explore how technology has changed the way we experience music. And finally, we'll dive into different music genres from pop and rock to R&B, jazz, classical, hip hop, everything.
So by the end of this video, we hope you will see music not just as sound, but as a force that connects people, influences emotions, and shapes culture. So let's get started with our first topic, how music affects our emotions. So when we talk about the power of music, one of the strongest areas we have to look at is our emotions. Music is not just something we hear in the background. It actively shapes how we feel, and then sometimes without us even realizing it.
Yeah, and what makes it even more interesting is how fast the effect happens. Within just a few seconds of hearing a song, our mood can shift just like that.
Yeah.
It's almost immediate and it doesn't require any effort from any of us. You just have to listen.
Yes, I agree with you. That is because music interacts directly with the brain. So when we listen to music, we enjoy, the brain releases a hormone called dopamine, so which is associated with pleasure and reward. That is why certain songs feel satisfying or even addictive.
Yeah, that is so true. And that explains why people tend to replay the same song repeatedly again and again. It's not just because they like it, it's actually because of how it makes them feel. And I mean, every time they listen to it, I tend to do that.
Exactly, and beyond that, the structure of music also plays a major role. Elements like tempo, rhythm, and melody all contribute to emotional response.
Yes, for example, faster tempos usually create excitement and energy, while slower tempos help the body relax and feel calm. Like the songs we hear in the gym, it's always fast and upbeat to make our body move, while songs for sleep and online, it tends to be like slow and yeah, calmful.
Yes, I agree with your example because even something like musical key, they matter because songs in major keys often sound brighter and more positive, while minor keys tend to create a more emotional or reflective atmosphere.
Yes. Um, Another important connection is between music and memory. A lot of people associate certain songs with specific moments in their lives. Um, so, also, when artists create music, they're actually shaping emotional experiences, not just producing sound.
Yes, every element is intentional. So even the choice of instruments can influence emotion. For example, a piano might feel soft and intimate, while electric guitars can feel powerful or intense.
Yeah. Um, Music acts like a trigger for memory, like you mentioned earlier for the dementia people. And when we hear a song that we've connected to a past experience, it brings back not just the memory, but also the emotion attached to it.
Wow. And sometimes it is very detailed, isn't it?
Yeah.
You don't just remember the event, you remember where you were and then who you were with
Yes.
and how you felt at that exact particular time.
Yes. And that happens because music activates both the emotional memory in the memory centers in the brain simultaneously. That's why the experience feels so vivid. As for me, I have a playlist for certain times, let's say June 2022. So when I play that playlist, I feel like I am back in June 2022.
So every playlist is a different memory for you. Isn't
Yeah.
it? That's why music can feel very personal. Like the same song can mean completely different things to different people in different occasions.
Yeah, and I think this also explains why people sometimes choose to listen to sad music when they're already feeling down. Like it's not them purposefully like uh, bringing them even down, but it comforts them.
Yes, and even though it sounds contradictory, sad music can actually be comforting sometimes. So because it allows people to process their emotions, their feelings, instead of them ignoring their feelings, isn't it?
Yeah, it creates a sense of connection. Like the song understands what they're going through. Like sometimes people like friends, family, they can hear you, but they cannot actually understand you, what you're feeling, what you're experiencing. But sometimes songs can resonate exactly with how you actually feel, and that is what people make them feel understood most of the times.
And that emotional connection helps people to release what they are feeling,
Yeah.
right? So after they listen to it, they often feel calmer or more balanced.
Yeah. So in that sense, music becomes a way to cope with emotions, not just express them. Meaning that music is also a form of a coping mechanism.
Alright, on the other hand, music is also used to actively change emotions. For example, when someone feels tired or unmotivated, they might listen to energetic music to boost their mood.
Yeah, especially in situations where confidence or energy is needed, music can create a shift in people's mindset, making someone feel prepared or focused. I also tend to do that when I'm feeling down and nervous. So when I hear upbeat music, which is like edits music in the TikTok, I actually feel more confident after that. And yeah.
That's nice. It's like almost like adjusting your emotional state through the sound,
Yeah.
isn't it?
And it shows that music works in two directions. It reflects how we feel, but it also can influence how we want to feel.
This emotional influence is also very clear in time. Music plays a major role in shaping how we interpret scenes.
Yeah, and without music, many scenes would feel incomplete. The emotions become more clearer once soundtracks are added, like we're in the movies.
Maybe we can take from the example of a soft piano piece can make a scene feel emotional, like you said just now, while intense background music soundtracks in movie can create suspense
Yeah.
or tension.
Exactly. And even when we're not consciously paying attention, music is still guiding our emotional response in the background.
Alright, another important area is music therapy, which shows how music can be used in a more structured and practical way.
Yes, music therapy is used to support mental health, reduce stress, and even help with physical recovery, like we mentioned way earlier.
For example, calming music can lower anxiety levels, especially in medical environments where patients may feel nervous or uncomfortable.
Yeah, in cases like dementia, familiar songs can help patients reconnect with memories and improve their emotional state. There is actually a whole movie for this. I watched it. I think it was a Korean movie. It's about a woman who has dementia, and then her husband um, help her recover her memory through music. So it's not just theoretical, it's real.
Well, there's even a movie adaptation for music. So it is one of the clearest examples of how deeply music is connected to the human mind and emotions.
Yeah, so overall, music influences emotions through multiple layers: brain chemistry, memory, personal experience, and even external context like films or therapy.
And even though music is something universal that everyone experiences, the emotional response is still very individual. It depends on that person.
Yeah, two people can listen to the same exact song and feel completely different things depending on their own experience and perspective.
Exactly. That's what makes music so unique. It connects people globally, but still feels personal to each individual.
Yes, and because music plays such a strong role in emotions, it naturally becomes part of our everyday life, right? Like, do you listen to music every day?
Yes, I do. I do listen to music every day
Yeah.
because it doesn't stay only in our feelings. It follows us into our routines, our habits, and how we go through every day.
Yes. So next, we'll look at how music fits into our daily routines and how it influences what we do from morning until night.
So, after understanding how music affects our emotions, it becomes clear why music is so present in our daily lives. It does not just stay as a feeling, it follows us throughout the day, shaping how we experience a different moments. Music is not something separate from our routine. Instead, it blends into it and influences how we think, feel, and respond to what is happening around us.
Yes, and what is interesting is that music does not play the same role all the time. Its function changes depending on what we are doing, what we need, and even how we feel at the moment itself. So, in other words, music adapts to different situations in daily life, making it flexible and meaningful in many different ways.
It is almost like in the morning.
Yeah.
For example, in the morning, music often acts as a starting point for the day, for our day. The type of music someone chooses can influence their mindset even before they begin their activities. Some people prefer energetic music to wake themselves up and feel motivated, while others choose calmer music to ease into the day in a more peaceful way.
Yeah.
This choice is often intentional because upbeat music can increase alertness and energy levels, while softer music helps reduce stress and creates a more balanced start to the day.
Yeah, speaking about this, I actually have an example. My friend Najiha, she once said to me that she would start the day listening to funk songs, which is a really upbeat song, and the bass is crazy high, and yeah, for me it's something different for me because
From what we listen to every day.
yeah, I thought everyone would wake up and I don't know, maybe listen to calm music like me.
Lo-fi.
Yeah, I would listen to more calmer music because my brain just woke up. But no, she listens to a really upbeat music.
The
like-
bass is boosted, guys.
Yeah. So it is almost like setting the tone for the entire day. The kind of music you listen to in the morning can influence your mood and productivity for the next few hours. As the day continues, music starts to take on a more functional role, especially when it comes to studying or working, where people become more selective in their choices.
Okay, during study or work sessions, people often do not listen to music just for enjoyment. Like instead they choose music that helps them stay concentrated and focused. That is why instrumental music such as lo-fi or classical music
Funk.
is
Funk. And also funk.
and also funk
Yeah.
is commonly used.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because without lyrics, it reduces distraction and allows the brain to focus better on tasks.
Yeah.
When there are lyrics, the brain tends to process the words, which can interrupt concentration.
Yes. And because of that, music becomes a tool for productivity. It helps create a stable mental environment and that supports focus and consistency while working. And at the same time, it also helps reduce stress, especially when tasks feel overwhelming, as calm background music can make the workload feel more manageable and less intense.
Even during short breaks, music continues to play a role. People often listen to music to reset their minds between tasks. So, in these moments, the type of music usually changes from focus based tracks to something more enjoyable or relaxing, helping the mind recover from mental effort.
Yeah, this helps refresh the brain and also reduce mental fatigue, allowing individuals to return to their work with better focus and energy. Another important part of daily life where music becomes very significant is during exercise, like we've mentioned.
Definitely, music during workouts is almost essential for many people.
Yeah.
Fast-paced songs with strong beats can increase motivation and improve physical performance. Music helps people stay consistent and pushes them to continue even when they start feeling tired, like in the gym.
Yeah. It also makes them feel exercise feel less exhausting, and instead of focusing on the fatigue, people focus on the rhythm and energy of the music, which helps improve endurance. And in this way, music acts as both physical and psychological support during physical activities that they're doing.
Right, so music is important in our physical activities too, right? So moving on, commuting is another moment in daily life where music becomes very important. Whether someone is traveling by bus, train, or even walking, music helps make the journey more comfortable and less stressful.
Yes, especially because commuting can sometimes be tiring or crowded. Music helps create a sense of personal space, even in public environments. It allows people to control their mood during transitions between places, making the journey feel more manageable. Like sometimes when people are in the bus and they feel like they're somehow trapped, they can actually listen to the songs that they like, so that yeah, it becomes more manageable for them.
Yes. Some people use that time to relax, while others use it to mentally prepare for what is ahead of time.
Yeah.
In this way, music becomes a tool for emotional regulation throughout the day, helping people shift between different moods depending on their needs.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, music shifts again into a more calming role. Evening music is usually slower and softer, helping both the mind and body to relax after a long day of activities and responsibilities.
This is especially crucial because it helps reduce stress in people and prepares the body for rest. Some people even use specific playlists like you to help them sleep, as music can lower their heart rate and create a calm environment that improves their sleep quality.
Yes, and if we look at the entire day, music is constantly present from morning until night, but it changes its role depending on the situation. It is not fixed but dynamic and adaptable.
Yes, and what makes it powerful is that it adapts to our needs. It can energize, focus, motivate, comfort, or relax us depending on what we are going through that moment. Most of the time, we do not even realize how much it is actually influencing us.
Yes, and it becomes a natural part of our routine, almost like a silent companion throughout the whole day. So this shows that music is not just entertainment, but something we actively use to manage our daily lives.
Yes, it acts as a tool for managing emotions, improving productivity, and also shaping daily experiences in meaningful ways.
Yes, it also reflects on personal identity. The type of music someone listens to daily often represents their personality, preferences, and lifestyle. And for me, it also reflects how they think throughout the day.
Exactly. Music becomes part of who we are, not just something we listen to, isn't it? So when we look beyond individual routines, music also connects to something much bigger.
Yes, it connects to culture and society, showing how communities express themselves through music on a larger scale.
So next, we will explore how music reflects culture and society in a broader and more collective context. Okay, so far we have looked at how music affects individual in terms of emotions and also their daily routines. However, music does not exist in isolation. It is deeply connected to culture and society, shaping and being shaped by the world around us.
Yes, and this is where music becomes more than just a personal experience. It reflects who we are as a community, as a society, and even as a generation. Um, every culture has its own and unique form of music, and traditional music in particular plays an important role in preserving cultural identity.
Different cultures have their own musical elements, isn't it? Such as instruments, rhythms, and styles.
Yeah.
Some cultures focus heavily on percussion, while others emphasize eh, while others emphasize vocals
Yeah.
or string instruments. These elements are not just sounds, they represent identity and heritage. Traditional music often carries stories about history, beliefs, values, and everyday life, passing important messages from one generation to another.
Yeah, and in many cases, music becomes like a way to preserve history, especially in cultures where storytelling is important. Traditional songs can reflect significant events, cultural practices, or even moral lessons that are passed down over time, helping to maintain a strong sense of identity within a community.
Yes, music is also closely connected to traditions and ceremonies. It plays an important role in cultural practices such as weddings, festivals, um, religious events, and national celebrations. In these situations, music is not just part of the experience because it creates atmosphere, meaning, and emotional connection.
Yes, it also brings people together. When individuals participate in music during cultural events, it strengthens a sense of belonging and unity. Through these shared experiences, um, music connects people to a larger community and reinforces cultural identity in a powerful way. As for the easiest example, the Independence Day of
Our
our
National Day.
National Day. Yes.
So after understanding how music is shaped by emotions, culture, and daily life, we can now explore music genres.
Yeah.
Genres are categories that group music based on their style, rhythm, instruments, and overall sound, helping listeners identify what they enjoy.
Yes, genres are not just labels. They reflect culture, history, and social background. Each genre develops from different contexts, which is why they carry unique meanings and emotional expressions.
Like pop music. Pop music is one of the most popular genres because it is catchy and easy to listen to. It follows simple structures and is influenced by trends. I personally I personally prefer jazz because it feels more expressive and calming.
Yeah, I enjoy pop, especially Taylor Swift. Her songs are relatable and emotional. So, Amy, what makes jazz stand out emotionally?
Okay, so jazz is more flexible and less structured, so it allows improvisation. Emotions are expressed in a more natural and personal way.
So, I've read that hip hop focuses on rhythm and lyrics and often reflects real life struggles. Rock is known for strong instruments and intense emotions like rebellion or passion. And classical music is more structured, instrumental, and often used for focus or relaxation. Do you think people choose music based on personality or mood?
I think that both play a role. Personality influences long term taste in their music, and while mood reflects what we listen to at that particular moment.
Yeah, that's true. Music is very personal.
Exactly. Genres show how music connects to emotions, culture, and identity in many different ways. So, in conclusion, music is more than entertainment. It is deeply connected to emotions, daily life, culture, and society, and continues to evolve through genres and technology.
Yes, music surrounds us and influences how we think and how we feel. It reflects individuals and communities from traditional music that preserves culture to modern music that responds to current issues.
Yes, music also connects people across cultures and backgrounds. It creates shared emotional experiences and a sense of belonging through concerts, media, and even daily listening.
Yes, technology has made music more accessible and global, but it also brings challenges like changes in income for artists and concerns about originality, especially with AI nowadays.
Despite that, music continues to grow and remain a powerful form of expression that carries emotions, ideas, and identity beyond words.
Despite that, music is a universal language that connects people and shapes society as a whole.
So as the world becomes more digital, music will keep evolving, but its main purpose remains the same: to express, connect, and give meaning to life.
As for that, we conclude our forum and discussion for today's topic. Thank you.